Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. In the description you'll also find links to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention member staff will be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into this. So we actually did come here up and we did take this high point from this previous high here as well as touching onto that trend line that we drew from these two highs here. So it has also reached, if I throw on these target zones, so it has come pretty much to that 1-to-1. It hasn't quite reached it, so we were looking for some extensions within these waves. These are still possible, but we wouldn't want to see it drop too much lower than it is already dropped here. And basically what we could be arguing is two things: that either we have actually completed this fifth wave here, and that we're actually going to look to break down and looking to actually come back down into this yellow box area here, potentially for a B wave where this becomes A, B, and C into this zone. Or alternatively, if we were looking at that more bearish option and looking for the possibility of this completing a fourth wave as a flat, then potentially we could be still looking to drop down for a fifth wave. So we've got to just keep an eye on this move. There is also a possibility this fifth wave could extend out here and look to target the higher end of this channel line, and potentially move up towards this zone here of the 0.382 of the entire move, which is much higher up here. So, these are a few target zones that we could potentially look to target. That 382 would also be in the zone of actually retesting this area here. So that's something we need to just keep an eye on here. However, it is also possible we could have just failed to break this high here. We come back, get rejected, and actually look to break down now. Okay, so let's talk about the internals now. So within this structure, I'm actually going to just turn off this fourth wave. Let's turn this off. There we go. So looking at this move in isolation here, basically we've got a couple of options, and we were looking for these yesterday. We're looking for the fact that we could have had an extension within these like this. The problem is, however, this move to the downside does seem to look like a five-wave structure, so it wouldn't really fit into this idea. We are within the range of that 50%. So if we do actually turn back around and come back up for this fifth wave, this would be the zone we'd be looking for. This 26,315 to this 25,654. However, like I said, the structure is not promising here, and because of the fact that it does look like it is a five-wave move, I would be anticipating this to potentially be completed. So what I'd be looking for rather is that potentially we can count this completed with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into there. And then we'd actually be looking for either a completed move and we break down, take this low at 21,351, or alternatively we find beat support in the B wave location and look to push up. So we're going to go over these things. If, however, I am wrong and we do actually just push directly up from this point here, what I'd be looking out for would be this target zone, and then basically looking for the potential of an additional fourth and fifth. The problem is this is starting to get quite big. It's not too bad at the moment in relation to this wave 2, but if it came back up here and then had another leg down, it would be disproportionate to this, so it wouldn't be my preferred option then. Okay, so the other way we were looking at this was just basically a simple five-wave move here, and that was taking out that additional fourth and fifth. So if this is the case, we could argue that potentially we are within this fourth wave here, where we're looking for this move here. And potentially they would be looking for a zigzag, but we would be sort of right in this zone now of this fourth wave. So what we'd want to see here, if this is going to play out to be this fourth, like I said, we can change this counter around and basically complete it here, which is more likely in my opinion, but we're just going to go over this just in case we do actually have a shallower move here. If this does move back to the upside, once again, that 24,496 to that 25,720 area will be a target zone that we could be looking at. This could also have a move like this, where we come back up, have a deep B wave, and then actually still look to complete within this 50% range. We just have to be careful in that instance that we don't get a extension in this next five wave move, and we're going to go over that now. Okay, so basically, this is what we're looking for. This is still valid for until we actually cross these high points of these wave ones, which would be 21.847. But yeah, like I said, once we start to get too big here, this fourth and two don't start to match in proportion anymore. So let's talk about the potentials to the upside. So this is what I'm looking out for an extension. There's a couple of possibilities here, and basically as long as we hold this low at 21,351, and as long as we hold the support box of 23,242 all the way down to this 22,127, if we start to break through this 21,127, it becomes less likely that we are looking for wave 2 here, and that actually we've completed, and we're looking for that deeper retracement. So we're going to go over that as well within the video, so make sure you stay tuned. But basically the idea here is that we'd be looking for a 3-wave move to the downside to come back into this zone and look to actually retest some of these areas. So we can see here this potential area here of support that sits right on that 0.658, so 65 rather. It's right in that golden pocket area. That's a potential area we could look to retest. 50% as well would be a retest of these highs. So there's a couple of zones here. The 786 really is as deep as we'd want to go, which would be this 22,127. If we start to break down below that, we start to lose this sort of idea of being able to push up one more time. We do need to also be careful because we are looking for a fifth, so this could always form something like this, and then we form another 5-wave move, and this becomes a wave 1 of a diagonal, and then we sort of just trend upwards in a more corrective fashion, something like this, and actually look to move up towards the channel line like this. So there is a couple of possibilities for as long as we hold above these key levels here. So that's looking for that breakout to the upside. Now, within this, we can also, like I said, argue that we are potentially looking to complete to the we've potentially completed here. So, well, this is looking for that B wave. So this would be what I'm looking at in the short term here, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. I move up really past this zone here of this 24,615 would invalidate this, and we'd have to just shift this along and say that we've completed in here, potentially with a short 5th wave, something like this. But I don't really like that. It would be neater to have this store looking to drop one more time. And this channel line here is quite interesting, the one that we have been sort of interacting with quite a lot from back here. If we do move back down into this zone, basically we could look to actually retest this, which would be between this 23,188 to this 22,949. That would be a typical 5th wave based off of a move up to this 382. So I do think we can move up slightly here. This would be a zone we'd be looking for this wave 4, and then we'd be looking for that potential to drop one more time for a 5th wave. However, if we do move up here and we start to get bigger than this this 50%, and we start to come back up and actually retest some of these higher areas, it becomes less likely that this is a 4th wave, and we could then potentially be looking for this B wave already, and this A wave is actually completed here, and then we're looking for this B wave. So yeah, there's some key zones off of this. I've worked this off of this lower range here, but if we had that A wave complete into there, effectively what we'd be looking for is actually a retest of potentially this 50%, which would bring us back here to this 24,277, or actually moving back higher up here into this range and looking to either move back into this 50% of the channel and then look for that drop to the downside, or which would also kind of line with this consolidation here and this golden pocket right in this zone. So that's an interesting area, as well as the 786 obviously. If we did move, like I said, directly up here, we'd be looking for the potential that actually we still are looking for that 5th wave, and this has just been a phony 3-wave structure that has basically just a B wave as a 4th, well, not a 4th wave, and then we look for a 5th to the upside. So basically within this is just looking for that B wave low, and this kind of couples in with the bigger 5th, looking for this looking for this wave 2 to come in. So we can see here this would actually push us quite low down. If we did get this fifth wave down here, we came up for a B and then we looked to push down. It could push us more towards that 786 line, which would be lower down here, but it would depend on how high this B wave is and how strong this C wave is. If the C wave starts to lack strength, it is possible we could complete higher up here towards the 618 zone. Like I said, you know, there's a couple of places that we can, once we start to get this bit of structure to the downside, we'll be able to get a better idea. So that is looking at the potential we could still be within the fifth. However, like I said, we could also be looking to start a deeper decline here, where actually we did complete into this high and that was it. And that was the fifth wave completed here, and then we are actually looking to break down. So what we can have here is effectively either looking at this as an incomplete 5-wave move, looking to push down one more time for that fifth as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like we were talking about in the previous option, and then actually looking for this wave 2 to the upside. So it's much the same idea as the ABC. The only difference is that this would actually move past the 1.618. So I've left it on here just for now to see how this reacts. Like I said, if we do move down for that fifth, we could be looking for that target zone. I'll just throw this on here. We can look at this again. So off of that 382, that target zone would actually just be here towards this 1, 2, 3. So this 2319 to this 22959. So this little pocket here. If we did move down one more time for that, then what we'd be looking for is this retracement to the upside. And like I said, you know, there's a little bit of confluence here between this 618 area as well. So if we did move up higher into that zone, that's where I'd be looking for as a potential wave 2. And then we'd be wanting to see how we drop to the downside. Obviously, depending on how this move forms exactly, it will change how this looks. But effectively, if we came up higher up here, you know, towards a 786, we could be looking for this deeper move down here until we actually get this wave 2 in place. It's hard to actually project this. I mean, I've just done this off of this current structure, so I did this off of this zone, basically looking for this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we do actually move down past this 21584, you know, then we can start to argue we have a bigger impulsive move here where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. In which case, what I'd be actually looking for is the potential that we are looking for that ABC down. And this, obviously these waves aren't confirmed yet, but if this had to play out exactly as it was shown here, we could potentially look for that move down to that 19789. So that would be quite an important zone as well, because it would be a retest of some of this zone here. You know, the top end of this would be that 50% sitting at that 20. So this would be a 382 retracement. Actually, I've marked down the 382 on this as well, just in case we get a shallower move here. That 20,757 would be sort of towards the top end of this. But if we were actually going to come back and retest some of this bottom structure here, that 618 would be sitting at that 18,572. So, you know, this is still a possibility. We could still see this actually drop down into these zones if this C wave starts to progress down. And like I said as well, you know, if we do have this 5-wave structure develop, we would have to be on the lookout for something like this as well. You know, if we're looking for the potential that this could have been a 5-wave move to complete a flat, we need to be on the lookout for a deeper retracement here that actually looks to push us lower and have a bigger 5-wave structure. And basically what we'd be looking for then is, once this 5-wave move completes, we'd be looking for that 1618 potentially as a target for that third wave. We don't have that structure developing now, but this is just something that I'm keeping an eye out. If we do actually start to break down deeper here, you know, then it becomes more likely that we're actually going to be looking for a 5-wave decline from this point. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there now. We just need to see how these react. I do think that there's potential to still drop down here one more time. We'll see if that actually plays out, and then whether we get a move back up, and then see how we react off of that. Like I said, if we do break this high again, we'd be looking for those direct targets above us as a fourth, even though this does look like a pretty clear 5-wave move. We can potentially argue there's something going on here where this is an A, B, and a C, but it wouldn't really fit the rest of the count, because then we wouldn't have anything that matches this move here or this move here currently. So yeah, it's not ideal. I think this is more likely that either we're going to get this as an A, a B, and a C, and then we're going to look for that push up, or alternatively we get a 5-wave structure and take these lows. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Everyone have a great day, and just wanted to say thank you again for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below. In the description below, you'll also find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. In the description below, you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you haven't got an account already. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Okay, take care, everyone.